So I'm joined by Mr. Kipgin, spokesperson, Kupi NPI Manipur Group, Professor Prasenjit Biswas, Professor of Philosophy, Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, and Colonel Shanti Kumar Sapam from Assam Regiment. You know, last time you corrected me, so Assam Regiment. Thank you very much, all of you. Today I have decided to have a conversation on primary ground reports. Our correspondent is there. I have decided not to take a conversation on the politics of Manipur. It's irrelevant, you know. It's like cacophony. It's like background noise. So two things are visible. First, I'll come to Professor Prasenjit. Then I'll go to Colonel Saab, and then to my old friend Mr. Kipgin. One, the looted weapon is evident. This is not a weapon which can be purchased. Second, you have a person who makes juice. Second person is a sound engineer who is working on the barricades. Paramilitarization of a society has taken place. This is evident. How do you allow this in a democratic structure where weapons and the function of violence and security can only rest with police, Indian Army or paramilitary forces, not with civil society? Professor.
Yes, I mean, you are very much right. And these are vigilante groups, you know. And one vigilante group justifies its action and preparation on the basis of the vigilante groups on the other side. So it's not one-sided. It's actually a two-sided phenomenon. Now, those who feel that they are more victimized, you know, they organize them in a little more defensive manner. And here I know the internal narratives that both the communities have about each other. The narratives are absolutely frustrating, and they are a very sad development, I would say. The mistrust and the possibility of attack and the logic of revenging, retaliation, organize both the groups into armed segments. And these armed young boys, largely, you know, are trained in a certain way. As far as cookies are concerned, they have this license for hunting. So if they can kill a bird, they can improvise on their own guns in order to defend themselves. So these guns are improvised guns. They are not really guns which have been supplied from elsewhere. Same is the story on the other side, you can see. And the case of gun looting from the police reserve or some other government sources really need to be investigated. It is almost 80, 90 days now, and there is no concrete steps to recover arms. You know, arms recovery has not been totally successful. It was only partially successful. People have remained armed in order to defend themselves. So unarming them or disarming them at this point of time can happen only if state security forces are able to provide an absolute security cover, an unbreachable security cover. But that is not there in Manipur. Who is going to provide that kind of security cover to Kukis and also to Meiteis? So therefore, the communities have their internal justification for remaining armed, for remaining prepared. And it's a very sad day for India's democracy if communities have to take up arms to battle each other. And that's a big offense also in relation to India's laws and the rule of law as well. And the question comes, is there rule of law in Manipur? If it was there, then such a thing would not have happened. So rule of order is very much there, but no rule of law. It is rule by law and not really rule of law that is there in Manipur. You can see the condition of the government of Manipur, the Manipur Assembly. Both these institutions are not able to contain these kind of developments, which is highly unfortunate. While they have all the wherewithal and the capacity to contain such developments, de-parochialize, de-radicalize, disarm people, and bring them together into some kind of an understanding, that is completely eluded at this point of time. So therefore, these pictures are very much chilling, and they shatter your faith in democracy and the nation. So we need to take up some urgent steps. Not just, you know, putting boot against boot, but it is also a human touch, a healing touch that is much needed, by virtue of which these people can go back and they won't be so much armed literally to fight against each other. Yeah, Kartikeya ji. Sure.
Okay. Colonel Saab, please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
One thing which I would like to express from my side is what is happening now since 3rd May is very unfortunate, and I would request the authorities to kindly arrange a table for talk, basically. Every day, every single day, any event happening, it increases the hatred between the two communities. And we are all human beings. Cookies are also good people, Maites are also good people. And today, I when we talk, certain comments are passed basically by the other group. I just want to clarify one thing. Today is one of my auntie's shroud, which happens after 13th day after one person expired. So I'm in that attire today with the chandan and all. This is the culture as far as the Meitei Hindus are concerned. So it just
today is another very important day, Sapam Saab. Today is also very important day.
Yeah. So
today, 25 years ago, our men died fighting Pakistanis on icy peaks. They got back our land.
Absolutely.
Today is also a day to remember them. Indian Army is led by young officers, young men and boys. We are short of army officers. We are short of them by thousands.
Absolutely.
Today is the day when we should remember more that someone said ye dil mange more, and he died.
Absolutely.
And he died.
Absolutely. Yes.
We should remember it. We should remember this day.
And my
Kargil.
request. Yes, absolutely. And my request to both the groups, both the let's say Maites and Cookies, is that when you attack, a lot of people die from the attacker's side. So please don't attack as of now. You defend your villages, it's fine. But the moment you attack, casualties are more. And when the casualties are more, then hatred increases. Please, for God's sake, please stay in your. If you do not, since we have not developed the faith between the groups, please stay in your villages, and if you want to defend, but please do not go for attack. That is what I wanted to give advice to both the groups. Now, coming to the main thing, that a person at the center, it has gone out of the state, I think, because if you arrange something of this line at the state level, I think it is not going to work. So my sincere request to the central government is that a table should be arranged for the groups of Manipur to speak out what is there in their mind, and then it should be a person who is a very responsible, a strong person should conduct the table. That is the thing which I feel that it is immediately required before we go to the next day. This is what I wanted to convey, because we are all brothers. We have been living in harmony over here in Manipur. Manipur was happening this year. I was very proud. Tri-nation football in which foreign countries were involved. It was conducted in Manipur. After 68 years of Miss Femina being always conducted in Mumbai, it came to a small state like Manipur. Very small state like Manipur. It came. It's a privilege for us. And now with the events happening in Manipur, I don't know what the world must be understanding Manipur as of now. It's a very shameful thing for all of us. And one incident and two incidents, no. A lot of incidents are taking place. What we see in the camera, some are hidden, some are not hidden. So it's a very painful thing. Both the communities must come down. They should be brought to the table by the center, because center is our father. The father must console the children, must come and advise the children and give directives. And if anybody, any party, any individual is at fault, they should be given punishment. They should be given
But
severe
Colonel Saab,
punishment.
there is one question which I want to ask you. How do you get back these guns? There is a tangibility of things. You have guns, so you have violence. How do you get back the guns? It's like America. It's like American society. More people die of gun violence in the United States of America than terror attacks. Why? Because guns are available to civilians. So how do you get back guns? And tell me. I mean to say, if Indian Army is not allowed to do that sort of an operation of taking back guns, I don't think any agency can do that.
When the table is arranged, the population of Manipur is just 30 lakhs. It's nothing. Like, it's very simple basically. And the guns, if guns are looted, it is for some frustration and both sides. They have looted the guns from the police station. It's due to frustration basically. No, hum bhi karenge. Ye baat nahi hai. It's not something like, nahi, they want to keep the gun for, on permanent basis. No. When the decision is given on the negotiation table, the guns will return. They don't want to keep the guns. Let me tell you, except the licensed guns, they will not keep the guns. This is what I believe, very strongly believe, because see, since I am serving now in Manipur, I know many people. So there's no gun culture over here. And the compulsion, they were compelled to take up arms. Table is the most important thing as of now. This is what I wanted to request the center, and the center must arrange the table with one authority. And if possible, it should be open to media also, so that the whole nation comes to know. And if a person is wrong, then he will go out. He will back out. Yes.